back everyone, Shikai Hokan here, reporting for a trial. So, I'm pretty sure some of you would expect some games that I'm gonna play usually tonight, but I want to try something a little different for tonight. And that is me giving a first impression toward a device. And yeah, I haven't fully recovered if you hear that there's some discrepancy with my voice today. But today I'm going to test out my newly bought device, the 8BitDo Pro 2 controller. I bought this around Sunday and it arrived 2 days ago. Actually, it's just yesterday. Okay. But you get what I mean. So, while my previous controller is still doing fine, I'm just kind of missing that feel of my older style controller, which is where I started is PlayStation. And I'm used to their symmetrical layout. And hello world, welcome. How are you today, buddy? You're doing good? Anyway, I'm going to switch to the desktop view, the monitor view here. But this is the controller that I have. In fact, this is the only pictures that I've taken. But yeah, I figure I want to get a controller that's, kind of like PlayStation style layout, because that's what I love, to be honest, even though my Xbox controller is doing fine, which is this one that I use, is the Xbox One X controller. It's a pretty good controller, but that's about it really. It's still using the Xbox layout, and I have a little bad experience with it because of the D-pad. Like, D-pad is good until you decided to play fighting games for a very long time. Oh, it hurts so much when you do that. In fact, I don't even play fighting games, but it uses fighting game input for whatever reason. But it's really funny. But that game, I played for a very long time because it's a continuous play, like an arcade racers in the old school days, And after I forgot how far that I run in that stream on the longest. After that, my thumb was bleeding. So it was a really rough experience, but that's only one time. Most of the time, I only feel, oh yeah, my thumb is starting to feel some hurt, so let's just stop right there. And that was when I play fighting games, which is, it's really good for fighting games, surprisingly, that D-pad of Xbox, not gonna lie. But anyway, today, what I have here is the 8BitDo Pro 2 controller. It is compatible with Xbox, not Xbox actually, sorry, PC, Mac OS, Nintendo Switch, and Android. And guess what? Where I'm gonna be testing it, because obviously I don't have Nintendo Switch, I don't have Apple device, because, well, Nintendo Switch, I cannot really buy it. Apple device, I don't really need it as far as I can tell. Android device, I could, but setting it up, I don't think, even if I can set it up easily, I know it's really easy to set up. I don't have any game that actually involve me running around and gunning, because that's the only thing that I can think of. The other thing that I could think of is a racing game, but not much racing game in the Android that is requiring you to have fun controls, so yeah. So obviously, let's just go to the PC. And yes, obviously I'm in the PC right now, as you can see. You can see my cursor, I can zoom in this and out. I pick up the gray variant, which is try to resemble the color of the SNES, which is, and I think it's the American version of it. But in my opinion, this is just my opinion when it comes to the looks of the color. It looks more like a PlayStation controller color, the older PlayStation 1, you know. But that's just my opinion about it. So yeah, I mean, that's good, but kinda wrong is it, because the ABXY layout here is using the Nintendo face button layout. The thumbstick is using the layout of the what is it? PlayStation. D-pad felt like an old school controller, which I like, but a quick test yesterday, there is something not quite right. And also, you can see it from the pictures here, because I don't have my camera set up for today, to be honest, as much as I want to. Because it's kind of a hassle. Don't have the proper mounting yet, so we'll wait if I can get a better mount and better camera as well. But the face button is very nice, and the trigger and the side button is actually felt very good. I don't know if you can hear it, but can you hear it? This is the face button, the one on this side right here. It is not a membrane, I think, so it felt good. But the D-pad is a membrane. Just like the old school one, but it felt really tight right now. Kinda like it. Kinda already break it in a little bit because I tried to test it out, but yeah. And it also has underneath, there is two back button underneath it, which also a tactile sounding. It just sounds really nice. And the shoulder button, which is right and left shoulder buttons. I think this is membrane. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but hopefully you can. Oops, sorry, I bumped the mic. And the funny thing is, the trigger is pretty light. And it kind of felt like the PlayStation style. Yeah, compared to my Xbox One controller, the Xbox One has a heavier trigger, which is up to your preference, but depending on the game, I may switch between the two. Maybe if I want to play racing games or something, I may need to switch. So let's get into the thing first. I'm gonna connect it real quick. Should be paired now, I think. Oh, not yet. Hang on. To press the pair button. Okay, it is not pairing. It is paired. Why is it not on device? What? Okay, I am a little confused right now. Was doing just fine earlier. Let's remove device real quick. Add a new device. I mean, it should be just one time only, but apparently that wasn't the case. It's weird stuff. Okay, it doesn't want to show up. Okay, I'm a little confused right now. Let me just... Like, it should be paired up just fine, but apparently I messed up something. Okay, this is really awkward. Right. Oh. No. Okay, I have something just reconnected. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but something went a little haywire. But, something went really wrong here, and I am not sure what's causing it right now. Let's try to pair it up again. Oh. You're not supposed to see that. Okay. Something went really wrong, and now I cannot pair it anymore. Because the first time I thought it wasn't gonna pair up, but now it just doesn't want to pair at all. Let me turn on and off the Bluetooth perhaps. No? Oh, it's disconnecting everything again. Is it? Okay, I am not sure, but I think my Bluetooth dongle actually might be, because it's causing so much problem right now. I'm going to move it to somewhere in. Because I'm not sure what's going on, but it doesn't want to connect it anymore. Such a weird situation, isn't it? Right. Something just went haywire and this doesn't want to work. Can I refresh this? No. Okay, you know what? If it doesn't work that way, I think I'll have to use my yeah, now it just says unknown device. Yeah, I think it went really wrong right now. Maybe if I restart it will work, but as of now, I don't think it will work anytime soon. Alright, then I'll have to use my USB cable then. That's kinda unfortunate. But what can you do, like? Now it works much better. So now I'm gonna switch first to my previous screen. Maybe? No? Oh my god. It also cut off the power to my macro. So give me a moment. Things went all wrong right now. Sorry about this. But a lot of stuff just went wrong. I have to restart all of the stuff again. The Bluetooth doesn't work. It was working, but not today apparently. Alright, I need to find where did I put my bloody controller software. So now we have the software for the controller if you want to change some setup, and yeah, for whatever reason my controller now is registered as player 4. That's how wrong it goes tonight, because some malfunction. But as you can see, you can change your button mapping here from all the button, the usual stuff from X, Y, A, B, or in Xbox this is A, this is B, E, no. Yeah, this is A, B, X, Y in Xbox. Your usual analog, including the stick button. D-pad direction. Well, the D-pad direction can be changed as well if you want, but why would you do that? Please don't. It's gonna disorientate you unless you know what you're doing. And left button, right button, and left and right trigger. And yes, the funny thing is, it says R and R2. It's kind of a reminiscence of PlayStation, but instead of using R1, because PlayStation usually use R1 for their top button, they use just R because they don't really need it. And yeah, this is when in the controller mode. Go to the sticks. Now there is more adjustment here, as you can see. As you can see, this is my control. Has more travel than I was expecting, to be honest. But that's just some tolerance that needs to be there. You can change the dead zone if you want, like for whatever reason, if you want to go with this much for whatever reason, which is not ideal, but you can if you want. You can reduce the amount of sensitivity, for example, so you can just go to 100% much quicker. You can even invert it, like for the X, which is gonna be really disorienting. I think that's gonna be really funny if I want to do a challenge run. Like, yeah, play a game but everything is inverted. Oh my god, that's gonna be really hilarious. And what else here? You can even swap the stick. So if you swap it, my left stick that I just moved earlier, I'm still using my left hand to hold it, now become my right stick. So in case you are left-handed person that for whatever reason cannot really use your left thumb accurately on the game, this is your way of doing it, which is, as a normal person, I don't think I can do that. And also you can swap out the D-pad and the left stick. So now my D-pad is the one that on the screen. As you can see, the D-pad is using my. I'm moving my left stick, and the D-pad is the one that's registered, as you can see. But if I press the D-pad, as you can see, it just goes like that. It goes 100% immediately. So the option is there, but I'm not sure what's the use case of this, to be honest. That's something that I want to know. Moving on to the next tab, we have the trigger. And yes, I already have set this profile. As you can see, I have the hair trigger setting on this one, which is really nice if I play action games. And by default, technically you have 4 profile that you have. The default profile and 3 custom profiles, as you can see right here. So you can just, you know, oh yeah, I want to keep this as normal, so I don't need to change anything. Go press the middle button on the center, which is this right here, if you can see it. That going to change the profile, and every time you turn on the profile, each lamp will light up. To be honest, they could make it into a 6 profile if they want, or 5, but I think 2 or 3 is more than enough, as far as I can tell at least. But yeah, this is the hair trigger setup, but currently I'm not activating it yet. And obviously you can just make it bigger or smaller depending on how much you like your trigger is sensitivized. Is that even a word? Well, you can adjust the trigger according to your liking, your preference. So depending, like the usual sensitivity, so you go to max at the end, or you can start the dead zone much later if you want. There is a lot of cases that you're probably going to use that, but that's up to you. Me, I'll keep it like this. And also, yes, you can also swap the trigger if you want. So I don't know why, but sure. But it's gonna be really interesting. Nice, it looks like a lit, like the original grade wall shock controller. I know, but the thing is, the face of this thing, splotch, the face of this controller, it looks like a Nintendo, the SNES style. If you remove the analog here and just have the face buttons and D-pad, it's practically just Nintendo old school controller, the SNES one, I think. So yeah. Oh, by the way, you don't know how wrong it went earlier, so yeah. The even funnier thing is the trigger is actually looks like a PS4 controller. So quite a mismatch. But it's interesting because it felt really nice. Like all the nice things they added to this, it works so well. Also, this is the home button if you use it on PC. This is, I am not sure. I mean, there is a quick guide here somewhere that I saved, but that only says star. Also, if for some reason you play on Apple device, yes, you can. But who play games on Apple PC? Seriously? I don't think there's a lot of game there, because it's mostly for productive purpose more than anything. So I don't know. I don't have an Apple device because I'm a poor guy. Anyhow, yeah, it's a really mismatch, but I really like it actually. Also felt really light. They come with the internal battery, not really internal battery, a removable battery that's rechargeable, and the USB-C to USB-A cable, which is really nice. But they don't come with a power plug, so you may need to use your phone power plug, but it's kinda, you know, I guess they kinda try to push down the production cost, because this only costs like, what, $35? 36, 37 perhaps? Around that. Because I buy this in Indonesian rupiah, about 550,000 rupiah. So it's good. So if I press this, it should... Okay, let's go back to the layout again. Where is it? There we go. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, this looks like the PS controller. Also, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, you can adjust the dead zone and the sensitivity if you will. This is adjusting the dead zone. This is adjusting the sensitivity. So you can do that. You can invert the left and right. So you press right, it goes left. Yeah, you can fuck your brain with this controller if you want. Because you can also swap the stick. So from... I'm moving my left stick right now, but it registers as right stick. Yes. Also, you can swap the D-pad with your left stick if you want, but why would you? Wait, this isn't one of those cheap plug and play. It's not a cheap plug and play. It's $35-ish. Well, it's still in the range of quite cheap for a good controller, but it's definitely not cheap if you think about like something like cheap plug and play, like, oh yeah, it's just 38,000 rupiah, like $3. I had that for the longest of time when I started YouTube, and it works well surprisingly until the pack is broken, which is kind of unfortunate. But I do like that controller as well, because that's also used PlayStation layout. But yeah, it's also a wireless, but I cannot make it work unfortunately tonight, because I don't know why it just went haywire when I tried to connect it. So that is that. Yeah, also you can change that zone if you want. Currently profile 1 I save here, but I have default profile and profile 1. Now technically you have 4 profile, but the first one is the default one, which there is no light on the middle. If you look at here, this one right here, if you go with profile 1, that would like here 1. And as you can see, profile 2 has 2 likes, and profile 3 has 3 likes. That's it. And by default, it's gonna be off, all of them. So you don't have to worry about things changing and stuff. So yeah, you can really brain fuck yourself with this, because you can just cause a lot of trouble with inverting X and Y, swapping sticks, swapping D-pad and left stick. You can even swap the triggers if you want. Only thing I don't like so much about it is the D-pad. I never liked the Nintendo style D-pad. I mean, that's really up to preference, I think, but I do like it. I do like the cross style like this. Or maybe because I'm already used to the D-pad on the Xbox One, because they are somewhat similar to this, but not really, because it's much smoother and sharper at the edge. But it's really good for fighting games, the Xbox One. This one, we'll see. And yes, you can also swap the trigger if you want. Also, you can adjust the vibration. I'm pretty sure you can hear the vibration. Or maybe not. No, you can't. Okay, but if I can touch this, maybe it will sound. Hang on, I'm sorry if you're using headset, but I'm gonna put my controller on the microphone a little bit, like so. There's the vibration right there. It has 5 different levels. So this is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Obviously there is no vibration on that one, but you get what I mean. You can adjust left and right vibration if you want. And last thing is, which is somewhat not tournament legal if you're planning to play this on tournament for whatever reason. You can have a macro, like in tournament, in fighting game tournament at least, but in FPS tournament, I think something like this is up to you. I don't really use what is it? Macro that much, because even with my 12 button Razer, seriously, I have my Razer Naga Trinity on my 12 button side using the 12 button configuration. I don't use macro at all actually. Like sure, I put button bind for extra stuff, but that's about it. Even though Razer Naga Trinity has macro function, this controller has macro function as well, but I never really see the use of it unless I'm being lazy, perhaps. I don't know. But never really used that, so yeah. But you can add the button, like for example, you want to press A. Do a dragon punch, for example. Oh wait, this is the macro for that button, I see. For example, I want the P1. If I press P1, what would it enter? Enter the downward button. Enter like in the span of like 1, perhaps, for example. Oh wait, you can make it no delay. Interesting. Interesting. So you can add a delay, or you don't have to. So if you press P1, you can press that and press A, for example. Done. That's the P1 macro. If you press that, it will do a fighting game combat. Fighting game move. If you want. But why would you do this? But this is illegal as well in fighting game tournament, obviously, so don't do that. But it's possible, so yeah. But I'm not going to use the macro, obviously, but I mean I can, but I don't. So let's just delete it. So that's about that. And after you've done everything, you go to, you've done, like for example, you switch the trigger or whatever, you press the sync to device and the device will sync. I sometimes use macros for single player fighting games, but I rarely play fighting games. Other than that, I had macros for specific builds in MechWarrior Online. Yeah, you did set that when we played together because your Hunchback was using an interesting macro, was it? Which is really interesting. But yeah. So that is that. What else here? Yeah, that's about it. And also, as you can see over here, I can just reset everything. Do you want to change to a different platform? I can. So I can go to Switch, Android, and stuff, but it's the same settings. Funnily enough, you cannot change the setting for the Apple device. I don't know why. Like, this software has been for a year by now, because this controller was released a year ago. But for whatever reason, it's Windows, Switch, Android, but no Apple. Maybe because I'm not using Apple hardware, that's why it doesn't appear here, but oh well. Now it resync again and it goes back to player 1 on my controller. It supports up to 4 player, so if you have more controller on your PC or your Switch, you cannot do that. So yeah, you know what? Let's jump into a game. Perhaps we can test out a bunch of stuff while wait for AimLab to update. So I have a few games that obviously I have pre-installed already. What do you want me to try? I mean, I do have Forza Horizon as well down here. It's Forza Horizon 4. Apple is not a gaming device, it's a garbage phone, fam. I know. But the option is there if you want to play. I don't judge people. I mean, if they like it, feel free playing that. But there is a better device for it, that's it. If you want to play games, there is a better device for it. Okay, let's start with fighting games because it has a D-pad. Let's go with that. Let's do Central Fiction. Let's go. I'm not going to play multiplayer. I'm just gonna testing around here and there, just to see if it actually works. Well, obviously it already works because I already tested it yesterday. But with cables, I was gonna show you that I'm going to try it with the wireless, but it went haywire because I do something wrong with it. I saw music off on BlazBlue last time I played because last time I got copyright claim when I streamed this game. So yeah. Oh yeah, I have distance. It was given for me by a friend. It was a pretty good game. But this game cannot really show the capability of
Select your character.
The trigger.
S. Valkenhayn or Helsing.
But at least it can show the capability of the D-pad, which we'll see. So, obviously I can play with my controller. Oh, hang on. Let me just do this real quick. Controller input. There we go. I should move that somewhere. Yeah, let's just move that somewhere that you can see much better, perhaps. So you can see what's going on. Should be good. So as you can see, I usually use D-pad on this, but obviously you can go with this as well if you want, but I don't recommend it. But the thing with this controller, for whatever reason that I don't understand, is that it doesn't seem to work correctly. I don't know if it's just my device or not, but we'll see. Like, it's doing fine for it is, but whenever I try to go with down, I can move it a little bit and it goes to the side. But try to double fireball, for example, I always miss my input. I don't know why. Something that I have to get used to. But the funny thing is, if I try to do the astral finish, okay, now I'm just not doing it well at all. I can do it just fine, but when doing normal input, it's so difficult for whatever reason. Maybe because I'm not used to it, because the D-pad on the Xbox One is much more responsive. Like you can see, on the screen there that it seems like the input doesn't go in as easily, but it's really something that I need to learn. But then again, I think I can do it much easier if I do it on the other direction. Hang on. Or maybe not. Yeah, it's much easier with the other direction. But then again, I don't know why it's so difficult. But I think this is one of the cases that I think I can remove the dead zone, making the sensitivity higher, basically making it lower. No, increasing the dead zone actually. Yeah, the dead zone one. So if I accidentally hit my right stick, it doesn't do that. But all the other movement I can do much more fluid. In fact, the DP I can do it really easy. Like, I can do it really consistently now with this controller, which I couldn't with the other. Yeah, it's much more consistent, but not the best, obviously. But I don't think this controller would be good for fighting games because it's so hard to do corner movement with the Nintendo style D-pad. So maybe that's just me, but I don't know. I mean, it really depends. Controller is up to preference, but then again, I plan this for other games, mostly like action game, 3D action game, or old school arcade games that doesn't really try to use the command input like fighting games. Because I can do it if I try to get used to it, but that's gonna take a while. It's basically muscle memory, which is gonna be a huge problem. Alright, let's just switch to another game. Oh. Switch to another game. And try it with something that is much more natural for this. You know what? Let's go to Forza Horizon 4. How about that? It's been a while. I am pretty sure you guys not seeing it for a while. Unfortunately, the D-pad doesn't really show much about the trigger, but this is where the trigger would be more interesting because you can adjust the sensitivity as I mentioned earlier, right? So you can make it basically into a hair trigger or the usual throttle trigger, which this game has. Oh yeah, I forgot, the loading on Forza Horizon 4 is really long. Of course! I forgot about that. Also, there is another reason why I don't approach Forza Horizon in general, because they are really tasking with my PC these days. Like, I can barely run Forza Horizon 4 without some sort of problem, but unfortunately, there is quite a bit of a problem. Okay, yeah, I think I'm just going to keep it white on my controller later because it's so hard to see here with the tough controller bar. Filters. I think that's much easier to see. I think. Not much better. Okay, where is the color correction filter again? Just don't do it. I don't know which one is much easier to see, but yeah. Oh my god, the loading is so long. Come on. There we go, finally. Or maybe not. Why is the loading so long on the Horizon 4 these days? For that, I don't know why the streamer mode always turn off immediately after you're done playing, but that is really annoying in this game. But that's not the point of today. Today we're gonna talk about the controller, which is the 8BitDo Pro 2. So when it comes to racing, I think this can be really good because it's much lighter, that's for sure. But at the same time, the control seems very fine. I end up having to install it on an SSD. Thing is, my SSD is only for booting for my OS, and that's about it. So, yeah, the rest of the drive that I have here is an old school hard drive. So, good luck me. Oh boy. Yeah, we need to get some extra money for new drives, or an SSD perhaps. Oh my god, the game relies so much on SSD these days, it's so annoying. I mean, makes sense though, because that's where the future comes, right? Like, SSD is much harder to break in a way. Like, it doesn't rely on mechanical drive anymore, which is nice, but at the same time, I think it still can go wrong if you do something really stupid with it. Because that's basically what happened. I'm pretty sure there is also wear and tear, but I don't know for how long when it comes to solid state drive. But with the old school hard drives, the old school hard drives doing pretty well as well for a very long time. So that is that. But yeah, as for the control, I can make a fine control left and right because now, unlike the picture showing on my overlay, as you can see, because it's actually on this around the same spot with my camera control, I can actually make a fine adjustment much easier. Which is, I cannot really do with the Xbox because the Xbox just positioned really high. I mean, I can, but the position is a little bit more diagonal for my taste. Then again, controller is up to preference. So, it's up to you whether you like the PlayStation style or the Xbox style, or for whatever reason, the Nintendo style. Which is pretty similar to Xbox anyway, but the Joy-Con one just... I mean, my brother has Nintendo Switch, so I know this, but the D-pad on the Joy-Con is terrible because it's basically just another button instead of an actual D-pad. So that is that. And for the demonstration, for a quick demonstration, I'll just go with the Mostler MT900S. That's right. One of the faster car last time I played. Not sure how long. But this is me gonna demonstrate that I can actually switch to my other profile and show you the kind of sensitivity that I can go with. Like right now, I can just start the car without making it wheel spin, which is basically require a fine control on this game. I mean, I still use automatic clutch because why would you use manual clutch in arcade racer anyway? But I gonna click my middle button. I don't think, I'm pretty sure you cannot hear it, but you can hear it actually. Click to that. Now I try to do the same thing. It will just go like this. That's me trying to go to 50% throttle in the physical button, but because it's set up like a hair trigger, which is, I think I set it around 10%. It just could go 100 in 1/10 of what I usually do. I cannot do the usual shenanigans where, not shenanigans, the usual control where I can start really fine, elegantly. Instead, I look like a whack. I look like a lunatic on throttle. Look at this. That is lunatic. Don't do that. Only lunatic or idiot do that. because it always break the tire. But well, obviously once you get going, you can just tap it like old school racing games on PlayStation, but why would you do that? But yeah, it's basically have trigger mode. Really like it. Make it much easier. I wish I have S Combat installed because I can try the postal maneuver and show you that it's much easier to do it with a hard trigger than a normal trigger, because I tried with my Xbox One controller. With the trigger, it doesn't work because they have to wait for 100% button register before it input anything, which is kinda sucks. Because I used that for throttle and brake on Ice Combat, but because if I want to do postal maneuver, but if I want to use postal maneuver, I cannot use my trigger on my Xbox One because my Xbox One controller is not adjustable. So that is that. I mean, I can rebind it by some magicy, hacky way, perhaps, but that's gonna be too much work, isn't it? Considering this costs like what, $60-$70 the Xbox One. So yeah, and for half of that price, you can adjust something with the 8BitDo Pro too. So you know, it's really nice. You know what? It's been a while. Let's just do a race. It's been a while. I'm just gonna do a single race, perhaps. Yeah, I'll only reach Prestige 3 only because I don't do the exploit, but you know. I still get a really weird bug where they gave out a whole lot of wheel spin back then. Yeah, it's something alright. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna bring my Oshi here for today, why not? Where is Nissan? Ah, yes, my beloved GT Roboco. Oh yes, I got noticed by Roboco when I made this back then. If anyone doesn't know who Roboco is, feel free to do a search engine that writes Roboco Sun. Really love every designs. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, but the trigger is really like, so you know. Okay, let's not do a night race right now. But if you're careful with it, I think you can play really elegantly, and because you do with less force, you can get a much more finer control. So that's nice. Oh my god, yeah, the game has detected streaming delays. This might be caused by limited disk bandwidth or limited CPU resource. Oh my god. I don't think we're racing to like. Guys, please donate. I decided to upgrade PC. Okay, don't do that. I was joking on that one. Okay. It sucks. I need an SSD. Let's just do a small circuit, I guess. Oh, but this is an S1 class. I don't want to do it on the circuit, but oh well, let's just do a circuit race then, sure. Solar race, winter with this, yeah, why not? So at least I don't have to stream it. So yeah, gotta get in on that NVMe live. Yeah, someone please donate so I can upgrade my PC. Okay, seriously, don't though. Don't do that just because the streamer asked for it. Okay, that is the worst thing that you can do to yourself. I mean, if you genuinely support the streamer, feel free, but if you don't do it. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, control-wise, I feel like I can do it more fine with the throttle and brake. But we'll see when I try it on stress, because that's what I'm doing here. Let's try launching it. And it's way too low of throttle. Oh yeah, this is really good for racing actually. Sim for Shikai. Oh yeah, this car is quite understeamy, but I kinda like it. Oh fuck's sake. Yeah, I feel like I can do more refine with this controller. Oh fuck's sake, AI. It's always like this with the AI on Unbeatable on this game. Also, doesn't help with the fact that I'm really rusty on this game, so I cannot really get on the front. Yeah, that's what you get. Yeah. Usually I push that much, but now it felt so fine in terms of control. Oh yeah. Corner is where AI is defeated. Also myself. But oh yeah, understeer. I could take that on second gear actually. This is a 6 gear car. But anyway, that doesn't really matter. But oh my god, the control is really fine. My breaking point is sucks. It's been a while since I played this game. Oh fuck's sake, I keep diving bombing like that. The game doesn't have enough time to load the track now because of how bad this game has aged for the system. I don't remember this car is being this understeery though. Is it just me? Oh, maybe because it's winter and the track is a little wet. Oh my god, it's been a while. I only got 9th. Also, where's the breaking point on this one? You can really slam on that brake as well on this game. If you want, but... yeah! I drive much more refined on this controller compared to back when I play with my Xbox One controller. This trigger is really good! Holy shit, dude. I guess the only reason I'll keep this Xbox One controller is in case I have Xbox or I play fighting games with it, which will unlikely because I have an arcade stick on my shelf, which I haven't really used for a while now. Sim for me. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, well, 55 is pretty slow. I could have done better back then, but yeah, well. Oh, they fixed the profile pictures. I didn't know that. That was a problem almost the entire life of Forza Horizon 4. Yeah, if you want me to play open world games, make sure to donate so I can upgrade my PC. Alright, that's enough shenanigans with Forza. Before that though, is it good for opening wheel spin? I'm pretty sure it is. How much wheel spin do I have? I still have 80, what the fuck? Guys, the control is not good for gacha games. Never use this for gacha games. Okay, so what's next? Let's see. We have plenty of games that we can try. Except for this, because, well, the game is not out. Seriously. When is this game came out on PC? Fuck's sake. I'm waiting, okay? Bandai, please. Maybe for the next game, let's try something a little retro style, like this Toho Luna Nike. Achievement update is being prepared. Is it updated? Let's go with this. I'm gonna set the control back to the old style, I guess. Full screen. Select screen size. Oh. Vertical sync on. I can change the language. Yeah. Let's play some Metroidvania style game just to test how well it works with the D-pad. So let's switch the controller setting. Let's press Y. Yeah, now that's much better. Okay, now it works as intended. I cannot cancel. What? Okay then. Okay, I am going to delete second data because that was my friend trying it. So let's just go with entire new game. I'm gonna skip the entire story for now. I'm gonna start this later in the future. We'll see. But let's try the D-pad. That's what I want right now. Okay, come on. Oh look, there's Sakuya. I have to hold it. That's an attack. How to play. Attack with the A and jump with the B. Press down button and A while you're in the air to attack downwards. Hold down B while you're in the air to glide. Attacks will use MP and you cannot attack when there is no MP. Okay, got it. Yeah, you can glide. It's really responsive. I really want to try the Bluetooth connectivity, but last time I tested, it's really good. Snail time. But yeah, so D-pad wise, it's really responsive. But when I tested the Bluetooth connectivity, it's actually really close to. Like, I don't feel any difference in terms of the between, you know, between what is it, wired and wireless connectivity. So it's actually pretty fun. Oh yeah, Nekomata. Ow! Autoplay 3, blue graze, suddenly approaching an enemy or enemy fire is a graze. You can steal your enemy's MP, HP, and time and add to your own. Okay. Oh, you can do high jump and low jump in this game. Yeah. Alright, that's the autosave right there. Just like Metroidvania game. Ow, ow. You can fire upward as well if you want. It actually works just fine. You still lock from the other side, I guess. Oh, you can pick up the knife again to recover part of your MP. Oh wow, the MP recovery is really slow. I don't remember it's being that slow, but oh well. But yeah, it's not bad. Or I'll just skip, but I'm gonna play up to the first boss, that's about it. Just doing the tests. Eternal clock, you can now stop time whenever you want. I cannot go there, okay. Oh. Oh, okay, nice. I forgot this was a thing. But they make the wall kind of obvious on that one. That is close as well. Bed up here. If I stop time in water, the water's already fuzz. This, it can control multiple time. It's not the full extent, but there is nothing I can do. Also, you cannot move if you stop time in the water because it will just lock you out from doing anything. But if you do it like that, there we go. Thing is, I forgot do it like that. What is this? Uses time instead of MP. Okay. Got it. The time is recovering quite fast, to be honest. Okay, that's... Ow. Okay, why am I going down here? Hang on. Let me check up here real quick. Warp zone, step on a warp zone, teleport to another player warp zone. Okay. That's the only warp zone that we have right now, so we cannot do much. Ow. Oh, there's a healing here. But yeah, I mean, for a game like this, it's really nice. So yeah. Hi Snow, I'm just trying out the controller. Not really playing it to full extent right now. Oh fuck's sake. The feet just touch the water. There you go. And I missed the cycle. Oh well. But yeah, D-pad, really good for an arcade game, to be honest, where you actually have to hold much instead of trying to do a quick input like fighting games. Ah, come on. Hang on, there's something up there. I don't think I can get up there yet. Oh, I can. Nothing here anyway. Sure. How are you feeling for brands? Brands hatch, you mean, right? Well, it's definitely gonna be really interesting. Ah, come on. But, I mean, I haven't trained there yet, but I do like the track. But I know my Porsche wouldn't do well there because elevation is one of the weakest point of the 911. Because whenever there is an elevation here and there, it's actually cause so much problem to go around. Oh, I cannot fight that really. Ah, this is so annoying. Okay, how do I do this? Oh, damn it. The water caught the feet. Oh, I cannot slide right now. Oh well. How do I do it? There you go. But yeah, D-pad felt really good though for a game like this. Sliding knife, you can press down, jump to slide. Ah, that hits. Almost dead. I'm dead. Okay, you know what? Let's just move on to the next game, okay? That I can perhaps try. So, arcade style game like this is actually very good. How about perhaps... I mean, I already know that with fighting games, the D-pad is not really good, in my opinion. Maybe because just I'm used to the Xbox One, and obviously I have an actual joystick with the arcade controller. So, something that requires D-pad and analog at the same time, I guess. I think Crystal used that. God Eater doesn't do that anymore on God Eater 3. I don't know actually. Because if I play something like emulated games, for example, obviously I'm not going to do that here yet because legal reasons. I could play something like Phantasy Star Portable 2 and I can go with my claw hand position, which is a classic PSP player technique to play something like Monster Hunter, God Eater, old school God Eater, Phantasy Star Portable series, and any game that require moving camera and movement at the same time. Because there is no right analog, they have to use the D-pad. Thing is, D-pad how small form factor it is. In fact, I still have my PSP. I'm holding my PSP right now. It's much more tighter compared to this. This is just right. The PSP one doesn't. Maybe I'll just move my PSP games to emulated one instead, so I can just stream it much easier. Hello, Matrix, welcome. How are you? Also, by the way, I tried on Forza Horizon 4 earlier. Good lord. I cannot really do a really fine adjustment when throttling with my Xbox One control back then. Like, it's still some wheel spinny or not enough throttle. With this, I barely have enough throttle and it felt like it's much more finer when it comes to controls. So it's really good for arcade racers like maybe F1 for example. But F1 has too much button though, so I don't really recommend it with controller. So, what do we do here then? Let's try it on. I only have Forza Horizon 4, mostly because of the Foxhole insignia. Wow, the literal reason you buy Horizon 4 is just for the Foxhole insignia, I see. You like it Foxhole, aren't you? I mean, I buy that as my first Forza games, and it was very impressive. Unfortunately, it's not run really well on my computer, as you can see from earlier. So that is that, but let's go with perhaps let's go with God Eater because why not? I mean, I already tried. I'm gonna switch to my profile 1 because I already make my trigger much more sensitive, so I can just do input much faster, even though it doesn't really need it on God Eater. Also, yeah, control for the D-pad is no longer used for what is it? no longer used for camera control, so you don't need to do cloak grip anymore. But it still have some use with the snipers, if you have the sniper gun. So what I can do is skip the intro because that's a copyrighted problem most of the time. I really like the song, by the way, on this game. So let's just load my game. I don't have any sniper build though, so let's just build one, I guess. Yeah, why not? Can I quickly say that I despise controllers? Okay, that's an interesting take. Because I grew up with controller a lot. Can you say why, please? Because I love controllers. In fact, if I have the money, I will collect some of the more interesting controller, including the cursed one. Except for iPega, because I hate that one. If you haven't seen my iPega controller review before, oh boy, I shit on them a lot. But with the proper controller like 8BitDo, Xbox One, oh, I love them actually. Okay, let's see. Can I make a sniper perhaps? I have 59,000. Yeah, sure. Gun, sniper type. Madama butterfly. The squirrel. Never grew up with consoles. The Wii doesn't count. Yeah, the Wii is a whole different controller, okay? Wii is a whole different species on its own. I don't have upgrade on this thing. You know what, I'll just pick up something on my loadout. Sniper. That's the basic one, why not? I pick up a easy mission perhaps. Just so I can do some showcase. Can I do solo? Okay, I can do solo. Just to showcase you that what I can do with the D-pad at least with claw hand control. Okay, it kinda makes sense if you never grew up with consoles that you don't really like the conventional controller that they have. I have a DualShock 3 and I really can't use it all that well. Oh, interesting. I mean, to be fair, DualShock 3 is kind of... Oh, hi. Why did I put it directly on front of the enemy? God damn it. So what I can do with this, I'm gonna switch to my gun real quick. So now I can move, and I can zoom. No? Oh, the zoom is not that much. Are you shitting me? It doesn't zoom that much. Look at this. This is the max zoom. This is the minimum zoom. This zoom sucks, by the way. Ow! But yeah, as you can see, I can change the zoom level while moving without having to do too much. Yeah, I'm out of ammo, but that's for sure. But yeah, the zoom sucks. You know, let's just finish this real quick. But that's a quick demonstration though. I'm way too over level for this, but I just want to show you the zoom feature and what I can do with it. Like, it doesn't feel like a zoom. I don't know if that's the case with other snipers, but I think it is because how this game works. DualShock 3 is not a bad controller though. I mean, it's not the best, but it's one of the more common one that I use. I mean, I don't have PS3 personally, but I do borrow from my brother. So yeah, let's play racing games with a Wii though. Again, the Wii doesn't count. Yeah, you play racing games with the Wii wheel. Ah, this is gonna be really annoying. Man, I can't believe I suck at this. But then again, he's a blaze type. You missed, what the fuck? Wait! Now I have the zoom plus when I hold it. What? Okay, so what's the point of zooming in and out with the D-pad then? It doesn't do much. Force back wheel controller. I agree on that. Unless you're playing Forza, by the way. It doesn't feel right, in my opinion. I don't know why. Forza is the only thing that I can't make any sense. Come on, just a day already. I just want to move on to another game. Yeah, the zoom doesn't make any sense. I was running away. Come here. Ah. Yeah, the zoom is... it doesn't do much. It's just zoom camera and it doesn't feel intuitive at all. I don't know why you do that, Bandai. Seriously, I don't understand sometimes with Bandai logic. There we go. Yeah, the zoom doesn't affect much. It's just this zoom. It has 4 level zoom, but that's it. I mean, if you want to take some cool looking screenshot, I guess that's nice, but I don't need any zoom level change then, because the one that actually matters is this. I mean, you can zoom a little further, but I don't get it with this game sometimes. The design decision. Like, I don't get it sometimes. But yeah, that's something that I want to question. Okay. Oh, sure, new record. I don't need to be a new record on this map. Even the zoom on the AUG in CS was better than this. No, the thing is, the zoom on the zoom plus is the CS zoom. The zoom that I'm trying to talk about here is the zoom that just move the camera closer and further from the character. That's it. I never knew that. Why? Just why? I don't understand. Because that's never been a thing on the previous 2 God Eater. Because there is no need for that. Like, this is just a literal... Yeah, let's try to find a checklist and put a zoom. Because that's need to be on the checklist, right? Oh my god. I don't understand anymore. I don't understand the logic with these games, with the game developer sometimes. Like, that's literally... Like, that 4 level mini zoom is literally between the different... I'm pretty sure you play Forza Horizon 4, right? You already mentioned it. It's literally the difference between far chase camera and close chase camera. And even then, it's much better in the car game than this game. Okay, that's enough. Got it around that one. I don't understand, man. It's I just don't get it. How about Apex Legends? Oh, that's gonna take way too long for you know, to load. Which one that has a fast load? I mean, custom order mate is fast loading, but it doesn't need controller. The only controller is the one on your body. Let's see. War Thunder. Why would you play War Thunder with a controller to begin with? I mean, World of Tanks I can understand, but War Thunder, no. Yeah, not much then, because that's about that. Also, I forgot to change my time. Hang on. Like I was panicking, oh shit, it's already midnight? No, and then I saw, wait, I don't remember I'm running the program camera here. There we go. Oh, much more accurate time. I guess... I mean, I can try Apex Legends. I'm not going to play though, because FPS games should be played with mouse and keyboard. At least for me, because I never get used to playing FPS games with controller. It's weird. I mean, if you feel like playing any other games is already bad for controller already for you metrics, it's gonna be even worse if you try to play FPS games with controller. Seriously, FPS games should just stay with mouse and keyboard. At least for me. I mean, there is aim assist, but that's about it, really. The loading time will be taking too long if I try to launch Apex Legends now. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just try. I never try controller on FPS much, aside from a few times I played Call of Duty in the 2000s and 2010s. Yeah, sure. Easy anti-cheat. Sure. Whatever. Not like it protects anything really, easy anti-cheat. Especially on VR chat, it's useless. For the most part at least, I'm not sure. You know. Oh, there's a Discord update, but I am going to update that later. So yeah, that game really has a really weird zoom. But we're not talking about that. We're talking, when it comes to controller, it's really responsive to play. That's for sure. Oh yeah, that means I can test if the hair trigger actually works or not. Because I have a profile that has the hair trigger setup. Well, digital hair trigger, because it's just increasing the sensitivity of it. Because I think with FPS games, if you don't have the hair trigger, they need to register to up to 100. Because the developer kind of forgot that trigger these days you use analog as well. It's not 2000s anymore. Come on. Oh, they have a button prompt already. Not bad. Skip. I don't care about the cutscenes on this game because I don't really play Apex. I mean, I want to go back at some point, but the loading time is not that great. So isn't it kind of ironic? It says, "I will not censor myself," when the entire game industry is trying to censor themselves at this point. Not just that, the pressure out of people as well will try to censor the game industry as well. This is really ironic. Because EA censors people a lot. There is in-game censor as well, by the way. That's very ironic coming out of this game. Says they have a character that says, "I will not censor myself." Oh, fuck off. Like, no, they censor bad words already. They censor jokes. So, That's rich coming out of a game that censors a lot of stuff, including foreign language, just because the spelling looks like a slur. It happens. Oh my god, this game. We need SSD at this point, aren't I? Oh, if there's someone could help me, but oh well, it's fine. I mean, I still can play, that's what matters, right? But it's just unenjoyable when you have to wait for so long like this. 3,000, oh my god, it's still halfway. Ugh. But yeah, controller wise, not very good. Like the overall, I never really used the back button as well because I'm not sure what the function yet. Maybe just moving the left stick, right stick button. But with the current position, I don't think I need to do that because it's already really nice. Maybe at the end of the day, it will just be a macro or something. I mean, it works, so why not, right? Okay, so Youngblood returns, I don't care. This is so painful. Firing range. Oh god. Yeah, I will need an NVMe, aren't I? Oh. Now it loads completely, it's fine, but before that, it's not at all. Ooh. This game is painful. There is a reason why I don't play this game often, aren't I? Isn't it? At least for me, with my PC, it cannot held up. It literally did SSD at this point. Maybe at some point in the future. Oh, it doesn't even load the character model completely. That's aim. What the? What? Interesting enough, because I set my sensitivity way too low, it actually caused some weird stuff like this. Look at this. No? Okay. But I don't see any difference. Yeah, I guess it's just... Oh. Okay, in this game it can be a little useful because there is some buttons that you can press. Put in the health kit. Stuff like that. What's the run button? Oh. Crouch? That's melee. What's the crouch button? Angle? Angle switching weapon. Let's see. Square is pick up. Okay. Oh, the aim assist is so weird. This is the first time yeah, clearly this is my first time, so yeah. Oh my god, it's suddenly slowed down like that. I mean, it helps, but
Patch me up, Doc.
I forgot the trigger is the aim. Crouch button and B? Oh, B. Okay, I see. A is jump, B is crouch. I mean, I can get used to this, but I prefer using mouse and keyboard still. Reload button I think is triangle? No? I think it's square. Okay, it's square. I said square, it's X. Well, it's Y because this is a Switch controller. But then again, the Battle Prop is using Xbox, so it's X. But yeah. So, it doesn't really need the trigger hair control. And it doesn't do that weird thing again. So I guess it's just some break-in because I don't really use the trigger, isn't it? And you can do really weird stuff. But because it's using hair trigger, it's really quick compared to if I try to do it without trigger. Yeah. This is me using that at this. Much less consistent, but I can do this much consistent with this. With the hair trigger one. So, yeah. I mean, that works. Completely. So if I want to play this as an FPS controller, this works. Let's try doing a 360. 360! I suck. Yeah. It is what it is, I guess. With the hair trigger, like I can do that so easily. But I can go back to sprint easily, so that is that. Also, I can mark things. I have to press button though.
Let's explore this way.
But if I tap it, it's just the usual stuff.
Hostile right here.
Yeah.
Patch me up though.
That's ability. And this one is the ultimate.
Here's my birthday present.
So yeah. So what do I think about the whole stuff here? Well, FPS, I think it can go very well, but I think there is a much better option than this if you want to play FPS. Then again, I might be wrong. So, you know, no need to judge me on that. But all in all, for FPS, this can work just fine. In fact, I can just graze the trigger and it will shoot, which is really nice. Yeah, I don't have to type it really deep even. Yeah, I don't even have to actually pull it that far, because if I go with the non-one, it's still the same. Actually, it's still the same. Oh well. But I think it's a little faster if I go with the custom profile in terms of respawn. But well, that's really in depth at that point. Yeah, I can simply just rest my finger on the aim button and it's immediately register. Because how sensitive it is. It's really nice. So, but then again, it's kind of dangerous, isn't it? Because it's way too sensitive, if you think about it. Oh well, I live dangerously. How do I get out? Okay. So, what else can I test? And I can test Mech Warrior, perhaps. Does Mech Warrior has the control support? That's the question. I don't think so, but yeah, well. Probably start to. Obviously, a board game like this would just be fine for you. Like, why would you, right? Why would it's gonna be difficult? Alright, top-down shooter, how about that? I have a top-down shooter and it's been a while. And it's installing the Microsoft PC Suite. Sure. This is gonna take a while, isn't it? Oh yeah, this is gonna take a really long time. Oh god damn. But yeah, overall the controller works fine. Works really well. The hammer trigger makes things really sensitive. Like I can just rest my finger on it and it's do something. Which is less than ideal, to be honest. Let's just say that. But then again, use it to your advantage. Like, you know, you don't have to pull the trigger as much. Okay, this dude has a controller support. Let's go for training. Just want to see if the button works. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this controller. Also, there is another reason that I haven't tell up until now why I'm getting this controller. You know, right now we're on 18th of August, right? It's 1 week away from 25th of August. And you wanna know what happened on 25th of August? That's right. SD Gundam Battle Alliance will be released. Okay, I still cannot do it like so, I guess. Okay, it's not really using controller. Gamepad enabled, please. Thank you. Horizontal sensitivity. Reverse gamepad up down axis. Aim to movement. Auto attack. I have to press that really. What's the control? This game is not friendly for controller, that's for sure. Oh, this is much nicer because the camera keeps centered. You can see the full map. Yeah, but this game is not friendly for controller, that's for sure. But top-down shooter like this works just fine because the camera will stay centered, which is really nice. Oh, that's not good. I have to change direction completely. Put command for tech. Gonna take a while. Oh my god, that's the worst way to switch character. That is bad. Oh yeah, there's no aim assist, so yeah. Reload button. Let's switch weapon. Oh, the secondary weapon. Good to know. Ow! Okay, so that's the reload button, I see. Alien Swarm, yes, but this is the multiplayer one. But yeah, controller wise, it's do just fine, but if you let go of your right stick controller, your right analog, it's just go like this, but if you hold it, now you can aim properly. Okay. What do you mean I cannot unweld this? What? That doesn't work. Let's reload. I already hold my thing and it doesn't work. What the hell? Now it works. I don't know why it doesn't work earlier. It's weird. This is so weird. I have to hold and then told them to use the hand welder. Oh, it has an aim assist. Never mind, it doesn't. The gun case. But yeah, I mean, this game is really not friendly for controller, but you can if you want.
Yeah, these manifests are useless. Guess record keeping wasn't exactly high on the priority list when the storm hit. We are now search and rescue until otherwise informed, so keep an eye out for survivors. Head for the far exit, then we'll return.
Yeah, this is no. I mean, the game. This is the game's fault on this one, but in terms of control, it's actually control of itself. Yeah, it works, but it doesn't feel right on this game. I don't know why. But yeah, overall, this control is really good. I really like it. Wireless is actually really good on this controller. The delay is not that much. I think it's not even discernible at all because it's my first time using wireless controller. And how do I say this? XUEli much lighter than the Xbox One X actually. I mean, if I like a bit heavier because I have a battery in it, but if I remove the battery, it's gonna be lighter than the Xbox One controller. Because I never use this with battery, by the way, the Xbox One controller, but I do use it with wire, with cable. So that is that. Trigger, you can make it super sensitive to the point that it do janky stuff, as you can see earlier. But if you decided to want to make a artificial hair trigger for some games that doesn't let you do that, you can do that. And what else? Yeah, basically you can get a faster reaction, but thing is, modern games doesn't really require you to lower the sensitivity at all, so you don't really need to do anything much about it. And for the action games, ooh, I really like the layout, really nice. Like, we tried it with God Eater, felt really good. We tried with Toho Luna Nights earlier, which is Metroidvania style Toho. Felt super good playing with the D-pad on this game, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, when I play fighting games, I keep missing my input. So, if you are planning to buy this controller to get to use the D-pad for fighting games like, for example, the Blessed Blizzard of Affliction, or maybe if you want a more modern one like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, or hell, maybe Street Fighter, even though they simplify everything these days. This is not that good for quick input, the D-pad. You can miss your input really easily. Because if I try to press one direction like down, not sure if you can see it, but I'll just zoom this in so you guys can see it. Oh, what the hell? Where did you go? Oh, hang on. No wonder it went wrong. Okay. So for example, I try to press the input like down like this. Tilt it a little bit. It can sometimes input the other direction. So you can input everything at once. No, not quite, but just tilt it a little bit and it can start putting input, but if you do it fast, it doesn't do the input. You actually have to press both of them. So there is less tolerance for quick input like that. But if it's something like playing Metroidvania where you have to jump, moving forward and shoot down, where you have to hold like this, it's fine. It's very good actually. But when you have to do quick input like Dragon Punch, not Dragon Punch, Dragon Punch, well, that's one of them. Dragon Punch, Fireball. You can miss your input because it's that tight. So if you want to play like a fighting games, you probably don't want this controller. But if you want to play something like Metroidvania, some platformer like Mario, for example. What else? Maybe some other game that still use D-pad that doesn't require you to input a lot of input really quickly at the same time. The D-pad on the 8BitDo Pro 2 works really fine. I can guarantee you that. What else? The remappable button is really nice as well if you have some problem with your body. For example, you want to use D-pad as the face button for whatever reason, or you want to put the D-pad as the face button and the face button as the D-pad. You can do that. You can swap out the analog stick position. You can even switch left analog stick with the D-pad for God knows why, I don't know. You can even swap out the triggers if you want, so it's a good choice. And also it can do macro if you want to, because there is macro down here. So while it is not legal to use macro on fighting games, you, at least on tournament level, you can use it on single player if you want. But why would you do that? There is no satisfaction on using macro on fighting games. Then again, considering that the D-pad is not really nice for quick input, it kinda makes sense if you want to use macro on the input. But I don't recommend that. Because you're gonna get spoiled. So please don't do that. What else that I have to say? So yeah, plus side, really love the layout because I prefer PlayStation layout. Button felt really good to press, really tactile for the face button, and really squishy, I guess, or dampened if you will, for the D-pad. I kinda like that feel, like that old school controller. I really like that. Felt really nice. Trigger really accurate. You can even adjust the sensitivity of it. You can adjust the dead zone as well. So if you feel like you pressing things a little too quick, the trigger is adjustable. What else? Oh, that's the Xbox home button. Right. How about the star? The star doesn't do anything on this, so perhaps that is macro as well. Let me check real quick. Alright. Let me check the macro real quick. Let's see. So perhaps the macro, I can use the star button perhaps. Yeah, I can use the start button actually for a macro as well if I want. Like maybe I'm too lazy to do something. Just macro it, put the entire set of input that I need. Like maybe I want to go forward. For like how long perhaps? 10 seconds, for example. I can do that. And the moment I press that, I think it should register. Or maybe not. Because I haven't synced it to the profile. Oh, it's on profile 1. I forgot. It has to be on profile 1. But I have to sync it regardless, so there is that. But you can do that. And what else you can do here? Yeah, as I say, you can use some input with the D-pad, but you have to press add one by one. And enter perhaps, for example. Add the P1 as well. Can I just double click it? No. Okay. I have to press add manually. That's kind of unintuitive, but that's fine. So if I want to do some input like that, for example, I can just use it like that, but well, that's only because this controller doesn't really like being done for quick input at all. So don't do that. Just get a different controller. Don't use the macro for fighting game input, please. At least on multiplayer, don't. I mean, if you want to do it on single player, that's up to you. That's, you know, basically cheating on single player games. But other than that, don't. As for the trigger, yeah, I really like this hair trigger style. But sometimes, if the trigger doesn't sit right, it does flicker. So that's an interesting thing to know. But then again, rare case and easily fixed by just press it and it will sit just right. Yeah, seriously, I just press my hand. It's already inputting triggers really easily. That's something, alright. And well, the downside for the command that you want to replace, they make you have to change it manually like this. So, you know, gotta press it one by one, which is, you know, that's understandable because it's not a game where you just rebind everything, but would be nice if you can just perhaps just rebind everything. Like, for example, just use the default controller, the default profile while you're doing it, and then you can just, you want to rebind the L2 on this button, click, just tap on the controller. That will be really nice. But as of now, you have to change it one by one. Right now it's set on turbo button. Okay, that's nice. You can just remove the hassle of meshing. That's really helpful, to be honest, for me. Because I don't want to break the controller, if possible. But then again, it's kind of cheating as well. In a way, but yeah, I mean, there is that. Also, there is null, which obviously what that means for you. But yeah, in my opinion, the only downside is if you're planning on playing fighting games, the D-pad is not recommended unless you're a player that plays with analog stick for whatever reason. Well, you can do that, feel free. But other than that, no. Other than that, it's no. Why would you play fighting games with this D-pad? It's so hard to keep it because it's so accurate. The only downfall of it is it's way too tight, the control. But I like tight controls, so if you're planning to play older games that require D-pad and play some Metroidvania game that is 2D style Metroidvania game and anything else that involves platforming in 2D, this controller is really good. As for everything, the entire function, it's really good as an entire package. Really love it. Only for $35, was it? Let me check the site real quick. Oh, look, my channel. Feel free to subscribe, by the way. 8BitDo. Let's see the pricing on the Amazon, perhaps, or somewhere else that's available from their site. It's take a while, don't worry. You can even directly order it from the 8BitDo eShop if you want, but oh my god, connection is kind of slow. And yeah, it's also compatible with the Raspberry Pi. So if you want, if you have some sort of self-made emulator, you can just connect it directly to the Raspberry Pi board. Also Bluetooth, if you will. Oh god. Let's see what's the pricing on the eShop. It's actually well, this is the new one. Where's the old one? This is a special edition. Obviously, it's gonna be much more expensive, but this set is really heavy. Wait, why wired? Wireless. Bluetooth, yeah, Bluetooth. But the Bluetooth connectivity is fine. Yeah, on this side it says 49. It's about $50. Yeah, it's $50 for that, and $60 for the special edition. But for one reason, in Indonesia, it's priced at this $37.11, $37.11. So it's quite a bargain, that's for sure. But yeah, I guess that's about it for the 8BitDo controller review. Overall, I really love it. Can't wait to use it more for other games in the future, because starting next week I am going to play a new game, and that is a Gundam game. So look forward to that, because I'm gonna use this controller more there. So yeah, I guess that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. If you like it, feel free to press that like button. If you want to see more of my content, then hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on that bell notification so you get notified for every single thing that I do on my channel. And yes, the site's loading is really slow. But you know, that doesn't really matter because I don't play any online games today. So yeah. That is it for today's review. Well, first impression. Not review, first impression. Thanks for watching, and remember, I'm keeping my eyes on you, so keep on living, buddy. Keep on living. I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye. Well, the path is less than ideal if I want to play fighting games, isn't it? So I'm not going to use this as fighting game controller. I'll just go back with my Xbox One. I'll just use my actual arcade stick.